shit's in the safe. Got me a spot out the way. Nigga just tryna be safe.
Let's get to the sports talk.
Defeated Mark Spears, quote, "We are gonna come from the underground and just find ourselves in the playoffs if we continue to do what we're doing. Keep sleeping on us." All right, Janae, do you see the Wolves as playoff contenders? Keep in mind, they play in the Western Conference.
Men lie, women lie. Actually, women never lie. Numbers don't. And unfortunately, the ESPN BPI, I think, gives them a 7% chance. And when I was looking at the non-playoff teams that actually got better, you've got the Lakers, you've got the Mavs even, the Pelicans, the Kings. Maybe the team that drops out is OKC. So it's going to be hard work. Now, I think it has to go through Karl Anthony Towns. He averaged 24 and 12. That's good production, but overall, they're going to have to stop these Western Conference teams. The T-Wolves were 24th, I think, in defensive efficiency as a team. So, like, it starts on the defensive end. Go back to those Coach Thibodeau's days. Like, that's what they need. So, I don't know if they'll be able to do it, but if there's one guy that can impact the game on both ends, it's him. They just have to step it up defensively.
Well, look, I'm going to tell Cass this. Karl Anthony Towns, guess what? I'm sleeping. And I'm sleeping with the AC on 60 and the box fan blowing in my face. Because guess what? I don't believe you. Listen, they gave you you and Wiggins all the praise. They gave y'all the money. They gave y'all the coaching change. They got Jimmy Butler out of there. It's time to put up and shut up. I don't want to hear another word from Karl Anthony Towns or Andre Wiggins until April. It's time to put up and shut up. I don't want to hear about it. I'm sleeping good in the bed at night knowing that, yes, I am sleeping on the Timberwolves. I'm in deep sleep. I'm dreaming.
They don't have Jimmy Butler no more. It's like, by them being a young team, they don't work as hard. I'm talking about far as a defensive team. They have an okay offense, but as far as defense, like when they had Jimmy Butler, he was getting on them to hustle down the court, hustle on defense, stop the ball. When he left, everything went downhill because they needed a leader on that team. Someone who could finish at the end of the games. Towns could finish at the end of the games. He could be that clutch at the end of the game. They put the ball on his hands. When I'm talking about as far as like Jimmy Butler, could play both sides of the basketball, both sides of the court. Like, they don't have that type of structure no more. Somebody that get on them, make it work hard, and be hungry for it. They ain't really hungry like that. It just seems like they playing for their numbers. It don't seem like they trying to work hard enough to get to the playoffs. Yeah, they got two good star players, and Wiggins and Towns, but they need to learn to work hard on defense. Like, they need that type of Jimmy Butler player. They don't have him. You see, as soon as he left, T-Wolves went right back how they was. A bottom tier team. If they get that tenacity to play both sides of the court, they'd be the team they was with Jimmy Butler, but they don't have Jimmy Butler. Soon as he left, T-Wolves went right back down. And the Western Conference, they got even stronger. They ain't pick anyone up to go along with Wiggins and Towns. And they don't have that type of Jimmy Butler player. That's why it's going to be hard for them to even get in the playoffs. Because they don't have nobody to get on them and make it work hard all through the games. Like, their defense ain't been good. They ready to do the offense more than defense. You can easily score a lot of baskets on them. If they had a Jimmy Butler type player to get on them, they'd be the same team, but they don't have them. They have a young team. They got some veterans, but they still got young players that don't work hard on defensive side.
I'm not rolling until you show me. Show me.
I can't follow that. I can point out that, look, for the Timberwolves and Timberwolves fans. It was more than a dozen years of them not making the playoffs. They broke through. They finally made it. Everyone thought, oh, this trajectory, finally. And then, of course, dip back out. And now, as you said, 7%.
But it starts with the mindset.
Chance.
So
but yeah,
you're starting
exactly.
right place.
Exactly.
Well, they couldn't have the mindset. They couldn't have the tips. Tips not that hard.
Can I wake you up to talk about Julius Randle?
Absolutely.
Okay,
That's
there we
one
go.
of my favorite players.
Julius Randle tells the New York Post that being an all-star is, quote, a goal of mine. Randle signed a 3-year deal with the Knicks in the offseason, and the East all-star roster, not quite as stacked, of course, as the West. So, Perk, I want to talk about how realistic this is. And, of course, anytime we have these discussions, who's going to make the playoffs or who's going to be an all-star, you have to talk about who you're taking out if you're putting him in. Not taking out Giannis, right? You're not taking out Embiid. You're not taking out Tatum. He got over 1 million votes last year, right? You've got Siakam in the mix there. Jimmy Butler's going to be in the mix there. I don't know if Blake Griffin's going to be in the mix there. Aaron Gordon, a lot of people think might be in the mix. But Julius Randle could be in the mix too.
Absolutely. Listen, this guy's a 20-10 guy. He's a beast. And whether we hate it or love it or whatever, the New York Knicks is still a global brand. So if the team has success and he's doing well, there's no way that he won't make the All-Star game in the East. I see him making it. I think he's an underrated guy. He puts up numbers night in and night out. He could really play the game of basketball. So I'm rolling with Julius Randle. He's one of my favorite players, and I love that the Knicks picked him up.
I'm feeding off of you. People are sleeping on Julius Randle.
Yes.
He will have plenty of opportunity in New York. If you think about Kevin Knox or Dennis Smith Jr. or Mitchell Robinson, he probably is the most proven player there. So I feel like if they win more than 17 games, and maybe you get in the mix, maybe hit that 30 number, then maybe you'll be able to be an all-star. That bar is low, but like maybe that's the bar of New York right now.
Well,
that's passing the bar.
For the Knicks. And by the way, to your point about them being a global...
He can make it the playoffs on the East because he ain't gonna do nothing but capitalize off a good season he had in New Orleans last year. It was a good pickup for the Knicks. He can make the All-Star team on the East because they gonna put the basketball in his hands a lot more this season. And I feel like he gonna average the same numbers and be in the mix of making an All-Star team. And he can, because he All-Star caliber. He slept on. Like, he had a quiet good season and nobody really talking about it. And that's why I feel like he gonna do the same thing while playing in the East.
Rand, you're absolutely right. Knicks fans vote, right? And so if he has a good season, that's going to matter. Of course, voters don't pick the reserves. But yes, his popularity could surge. I mean, look, I think that's a misconception about NBA fans in general, certainly about the NBA media and the NBA sort of inner workings business-wise. It is good for the league if the Knicks are good.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of Knicks fans out there that are frustrated with people talking badly about their team or about the way the summer went.
Not even about
you just don't want the Knicks to be good. The NBA would like the Knicks to be good. I promise you that having another good team in New York would be very good for the health of the league. Maybe Julius Randle will help them
and
start to
they
get
still in the
over
Eastern Conference, so anything
is possible.
bar. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And